You're about to spend 10, 15, maybe 20 lakhs on your car. Your family likes it and you're ready to show off to your office colleagues. But there is one thing we often don't think about, the fuel.
The fuel type will affect you every single day till you get rid of the vehicle. So petrol, diesel, hybrid or EV, which should you choose? Which is the actual smart choice?
I wish the answer was straightforward, but the right answer depends on who you are, where you live and what you're actually gonna do with your car. So let's do this properly. Okay, let's start with what most people get wrong.
Most people buy petrol because it's familiar. Most people avoid diesel because they've heard that it's game over for diesels. The rest are scared of EVs because of range anxiety. And others think hybrids are complicated and might cost you a boatload to maintain. But you know what? None of this is current. Things have changed in 2026.
So what is current?
Fuel prices are volatile. Petrol is no more just really petrol, if you catch my drift. EV infrastructure in India has improved, but it isn't everywhere. Hybrid tech has gotten genuinely good and diesels haven't disappeared. So let's start with...
This is best for city driving, shorter distances, buyers who hate complexity. The kind of vehicle has the lowest purchase price in most segments. Spare parts are readily available and mechanics are everywhere.
So what are the downsides?
Running cost. If you're clocking over 1500 kilometers a month, petrol starts hurting. Fuel efficiency drops compared to diesel or hybrid, especially in highway use.
All this would have still made sense if ethanol blending wasn't a thing. As you all know, E20 is now mandated and all the cars you can buy now are E20 compliant. Seems fine until you find out that blends up to E30 are being considered. So if you buy an E20 compliant petrol car today and the government decides to make E30 the standard blend next year, things might get a bit dodgy.
But if you're talking practically, most cars are relatively safe with slightly higher ethanol blends, and there are ways to keep your engine running well despite the blending. Most buyers want low maintenance and maximum service network. In 2026, petrol is still the safe, simple choice. Diesel, the one everyone says is done for.
Which is interesting because it's not actually over. All of India's commercial transport happens on diesel. The trains, the trucks, everything. And for private vehicles, BS6 Phase 2 cleaned up the emissions. Diesel still makes genuine economic sense in specific use cases.
Which cases?
High monthly mileage for those with tons of highway driving, SUV buyers in the 15 to 25 lakh range where diesel talk actually comes in handy. If you're covering 2500 kilometers or more per month, diesel pays for its higher purchase price within just 2 to 3 years on fuel savings alone.
And the downside?
Of course, higher upfront cost. Then comes DPF and DEF servicing, which becomes a pain in the... That is if you're doing short city trips. Diesels hate stop-and-go traffic. Some states are getting tighter on diesel registration rules. Like in Delhi NCR, you can't just drive a diesel beyond 10 years. And emotionally, people are getting nervous about future resale if the government...
So diesel isn't over exactly. Diesel rewards people who actually drive long distances. If you're putting some serious miles on the Odo, diesel still makes sense. Hybrid, the middle ground.
Strong hybrid to be specific, not mild hybrid. Mild hybrid is just marketing. Strong hybrid like what Toyota does. The system can run on electric alone at low speeds, uses regenerative braking and doesn't need plugging in. The engine charges the battery and you never think about it.
What's the pitch?
Honestly, the best fuel efficiency in real world conditions. Seriously, 25 to 28 kilometers per liter in the right conditions isn't unusual. It's almost like a bike, man. No range anxiety, no charging infrastructure concerns. It works everywhere, right now, today.
And the downside?
Purchase prices through the roof. You're paying 2 to 4 lakhs more than an equivalent petrol model. And if the hybrid battery eventually needs replacement, it is going to be very expensive. No two ways about it. Although most manufacturers give warranties up to 1.5 lakh kilometers, so you should be good.
Who should pick hybrid?
Someone doing medium to high kilometers who wants EV level efficiency without the EV level hassle, especially in the city. The fuel savings stack up really fast.
EV, the one everyone has opinions about.
Because the gap between EV in theory and EV in practice is shrinking. But it still exists and depends entirely on where you live.
So what's the best case scenario for EVs?
You own a separate ground floor home or you have a guaranteed parking with charger. Your daily commute is under 60 kilometers. Your state has reasonable fast charger coverage for longer trips. And yes, the running cost is a fraction of petrol or diesel. Maintenance is almost nothing. In fact, advanced EVs like the Tesla don't even need a simple service till about 3 to 4 years. The savings do really stack up in this one.
Sounds dreamy, but what's the worst case?
Buying an EV can be tricky if you're an apartment dweller with no home charging. or you live in a tier 2 or tier 3 city with barely any public infrastructure, or if you're someone who regularly does 300 to 400 kilometer highway runs, range anxiety becomes real anxiety, not theoretical anymore. Every stop becomes an Einstein level calculation.
So EV is great in the right conditions.
EVs are exceptional for the right people, but in the wrong setup, it's a source of daily stress. Be honest about your situation before you let the enthusiasm take over.
So that's it. If this helped, like this video and subscribe to Cars24 Insider.
See you in the next episode, presumably with another question that has no simple answer.